Back on the campus at Clinton Central High School, the home site for Sectional 54, where the Rossville Hornets are taking on the Carroll Cougars, a very heated rivalry throughout their tenure. And then later on tonight after this one, it'll be Bethesda Christian and Frontier to lock horns, looking to play in that championship game tomorrow night. We'll have that one on the ISC Sports Network for you. Let's start with our starters, presented by the ISC Sports Network. Local lives here for the Rossville Hornets. The one you got to watch all game long is number 5, the junior guard, Braden Teely-Hahn, averaging 22 points a contest for that young man. And then 11, Cooper Dunn, the junior guard. Andrew Woolen, the sophomore guard, wearing number 14. Brody Skinner does a lot of the dirty work underneath the hoop, the senior forward, number 21. And then the three-point specialist, Aiden Schomburg, the junior guard, wearing the double deuces. As for Carroll, Aiden Duff, who's been a heck of a ball player this year for the Cougars, the senior, wearing number 5. Brody Ray, the junior forward, number 10. Carson Schuler, the freshman, gets a start, wearing number 11. The all-around guy, Carson Hale, the senior guard, wearing number 12. And then another banger down low, Mason Skinner, the junior forward, wearing number 24. Head coach Adam Tussinger of the Cougars, now 66-33, and his 4th year at the helm for Carroll. And then Corey Dunn on the other side, his 12th year at Rossville, 177-116, but his 20th overall, 237 and 227, and he did a lot of his work before Rossville as a Blackhawk at Sheridan. Jan, on Tuesday, Rossville had the bye, and Carroll was up against Bethesda Christian, or I should say they beat Traders Point. The Knights 58-33 on Tuesday, kind of a runaway game for them. But so where does that – so Rossville's been off since February 27th, haven't touched a court since February. And Carroll on Tuesday, maybe some heavy legs, who knows, but who's at the advantage of that?
Well, it just depends. If you've got injuries, rest is a good thing. If you're playing well, rest is a bad thing. So it just depends how you look at it. At the end of the day, it's now a mental game. You're not going to change any X's and O's. You can't control when you play. So now you just mentally, it's a mental game for me, that are you prepared regardless if you waited last night or 10 days to play?
It's going to be Brody Skinner and Brody Ray at the center circle. Rossville in the red and whites, Carroll in the blue and whites. And we are underway at Clinton Central as Carroll and Carson Hale start the basketball game. Here's Aiden Duff, guarded by Cooper Dunn.
You know, John, to answer your question, listen, you lose, you go home. It doesn't matter. You figure it out, you win, you play for a sectional championship. Tonight
you leave it all out on the court because someone's going to play tomorrow, and someone won't be able to lace them up until November.
I do think that Carroll really needs to stay within striking distance. Their tempo's a little bit slower, so they got to make shot selection really count today.
Here's Hale. Got cut off trying to go baseline. That's Skinner, and left that off the rim. Here come the Hornets.
Thought he went just a little soft. You go to the rim, you go strong.
That's Cooper Dunn. Leads his team in assists at 4 a night. And here's Teely-Hahn. You'll see a lot from number 5 tonight. Turnaround jumper. That off the back iron. There's Woolen with the rebound. And he got caught with a Cougar arm on him.
Yeah, Teely-Hahn, you mentioned his name, John, and he's just that guy who wants the ball in his hands, and he's pretty good around the rim. He's got some good moves, averaging 22, so that kind of speaks for itself.
Fouls on Aiden Duff, his first, as Woolen gets the first point of the ball game. Shoots at only 59% from the line. Look good on that one.
You know, for the most part, Rossville's got 2 players in double figures, and then the rest of it's by committee. So it really is going to depend about those 3 down and the bench, how well Rossville plays.
Teely-Hahn going to try from the left wing. Back iron, no good. And Hale with the rebound. Here's Hale. Looking for Ray. Got cut off. Now up top to Schuler. Just underway here. Sectional 54 semifinal. Hale at the logo. Guarded by Teely-Hahn. Tried to fit it into a tight window to Ray. Duff ended up with it and left it off the back iron. Teely-Hahn with the rebound.
Yeah, you got a couple of decent looks. Didn't get it to go.
Straight away.
Yes,
cans
sir.
it.
And there's your man right there. He's a scorer and a shooter. Don't necessarily mean you're both, but in his case, he's inside out.
Season.
Necessarily never take a three. Good shooters, however, obviously have a great shot, and he falls under that both category.
Against the Oracles, broke the school record for a single game performance, 52 points on 10 for 18 from behind the arc.
That's a bunch. That's just a desire. It's obviously ability. You got to have ability, John, but that's just a desire that when I get the ball in my hands, somebody better stop me.
They can't really stop him as a junior. Imagine what it'll be like next year. Now Duff with the basketball. He's going to have to get going in this one for Carroll to have a chance. And he's working against Dunn. And Jan, this is what Carroll does. They work that perimeter, and they try to lull you to sleep.
Yeah, we talked about they've got to be patient. They can't force shots because they want to really control tempo. What a gorgeous gym.
It's a good one.
It is.
Hale on the dribble drive. He'll go to line for 2 shots.
And patience, John, more often than not, equals foul because nobody likes to play defense forever. And if you get legs a little tired in a possession, you go to the foul line. And you can win a lot of games by simply figuring out how to get to the free throw line.
Hale got the rubber rim on that one. So Carroll finally on the board. Sectional 54 semifinal, looking for a chance to play in the championship game tomorrow night. And we'll have that one on the ISC Sports Network. And Hale, deja vu, hit every part of the rim, finally got to go down. He's got 2 and a lead cut in half. Good look down low. Dunn ran into some traffic, puts it off the glass and got it.
That's a really nice play. First of all, I like the fact that they're cutting without the ball. They do a great job and got it used his legs and was patient, put it in.
2-3 zone for the Hornets. Lead back up to 4. A little hand check there.
Well, always you got to read how are the officials, how tight they're going to call it. So he tested him. He found out. They're going to call it at least indicators relatively close. I always tell, players, you keep playing as hard and be as physical until they say that's too much.
Duff on the left wing. Into the paint. And that ball is poked away. And then another steal. Hale. And couldn't finish off the rim.
And Carroll's got it. That's a bucket Carroll has to get.
And another turnover as Skinner hustled back. Poked that ball away from Dunn. And 2 empty possessions.
I will say, John, this tempo is exactly what Carroll wants.
And Skinner just fell on his wallet.
Yeah, once you drag you're okay if you land on the ground, but if you drag your feet landing on the ground, that's travel. Good call by the official.
Jan, nerves playing a little part in this early start?
I think so. I think anytime you play for something special, understanding, there's multiple seniors on both these ball clubs, and you don't think about it, you don't want to talk about it, but you lose. This is it.
That was a tough shot by Teely Hahn on the fadeaway jumper.
Yeah, Ross, give Carroll some credit here. Right now they're forcing the shot selection exterior, I think, more than Rossville really wants to do.
Skinner tried to spin move, couldn't get it. Teely Hahn up ahead. The other Skinner, and it was blocked by Ray. They got him on the arm.
Oh, I don't know about that one. It's hard to tell. We're a ways away here, but
that was awfully close. We'll have a look at it here.
Let's see, John. Let's see if we agree on this.
Oh, that looked real clean by Brody Ray. Real clean.
John, I'm agreeing with you. Here's what happens. When you officiate a game, it's instantaneous. And if it looks like a foul, a lot of officials call it because it looks like a foul. And in the backside, you can see that. But we've seen it from the front side. Boy, it sure looked awful clean. So for fairness to him, it was close from that backside.
Good hustle recovery play by Ray, nonetheless. But it actually worked out in their favor as he missed both free throws. So another empty possession for the Hornets, and we're still 6-2. Hale's going to control the basketball most of the night.
Carroll's got to be a little bit more careful about dribbling. Your dribbling's got him in trouble at least 3 possessions.
Duff in the paint. He drifts
There you
away.
go. That's beautiful. That's the offense that can get Carroll a second victory. If they get a guy cutting across the paint, that's where they want to be.
Duff in the books. Lead back down to 2. 6-4 coming up on 3 minutes left in the first. Teely Hahn with a great take. Left it off the rim. There's Skinner with the rebound. Working hard. And couldn't get that to go.
But Carroll's challenging inside. If they have to do that, Rossville's got to take just a little more time under control, use the legs, and make sure you finish.
Carroll with a chance to tie, possibly take the lead. That's not where Skinner wants the basketball. On the spin, and he took steps. That's his second traveling turnover.
Yeah, and the big thing here, as you said and you talked about this, don't turn over yourself out of the game early. And Carroll's, when they've been under control, they've played well. When they've gotten a little out of control, it's cost them possession.
That's Lane Edmonds now to the contest. Number 2, here's a 3 ball. Off the back iron, long rebound, and right off of Edmonds' hands. But there's going to be a foul. I believe that's going to be on Rossville, and that'll be their 3rd team foul of the quarter.
Well, I think Dunn had a wide open shot. You got to shoot that. Nothing wrong with that 3 at all. I'm a little bit of a, hey, just throwing up threes is not. But when it's open, you got a good look, you take it. There's nothing wrong with that shot at all.
Now here's Hale. Again, looking to tie or take the lead. It's been a very slow start for both teams offensively. On the drop down. Hesitation move. And that one's left off the rim.
Got to use the glass. Glass is secure. The rim is not.
Colby Butcher, the big 6'5 senior, couldn't get that to go. It was poked out of bounds, and Cougars will retain possession.
You use the glass in shots like that, your percentage is much higher than when you don't use the glass.
On the skip pass. And Ray hands it off to Hale. Thought about it. And that's Bryson Jamison, number 3. And an off-the-ball foul.
Yeah, illegal screen.
Give that one to Colby Butcher. That's the 3rd team foul. Both teams with 3 with 1:52 left in the first quarter. Going to have to get the dustbuster and clean this one up. That ball poked away. Here comes Duff. And lays it in with the right. Another forced turnover from Rossville, and we're tied at 6s.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Rossville's a little bit sloppy.
There's Schaumburg into the paint. Floater with the right, left it short. Britt was right there to clean it up.
Let's see if they can get under control.
Teely Hahn.
That's out of bounds, hit the clock. Boy, that's just, you know, I don't want to second-guess shots, John, but that's a shot you can get any day of the week, you know, that far out. Until you get your offense moving, get some consistency, get comfortable, boy, I think I'd run some offense. But he decided to shoot that one from way downtown.
75 seconds. Hale with the basketball. Carroll can take the lead here. The largest lead has only been 4 by Rossville.
Let's not forget, Rossville averages just shy of 70 a game.
Up ahead, there's Skinner. Working against the other Skinner, Teely Hahn. Good ball rotation. Done in the paint. Floater left that off the front of the rim. Backside rebound, no good by Woolen. Everybody on their wallet, and it's going to be out of bounds. It'll belong to Carroll.
That's a good call. He was laying on the line when he touched it. That's out of bounds. Carroll's doing an adequate job of battling on the boards. I was a little concerned for them coming in. How would they compete on the boards? Quite honestly, so far so good.
Tied at 6s with 45 ticks left in this first quarter. Throw the records aside. It doesn't matter with these two teams. That's Reed Hayden now, number 4. Came in for Jamison. Now Hale working against Woolen straight away.
I don't think you stall here, but you certainly need to be patient. You get a good shot, you take it, and here's something away from the ball. Wow, there's 2 of them now away from the ball.
Give that to Mason Skinner. That's the 4th team foul. 23 seconds left. Rossville probably going to hold for a final possession. Jen, I don't know if this is more of a defensive game or just offensively struggling for both teams.
I honestly don't think the defense has been terrible, but that's a really nice pass. Beautiful pass, anticipation of the alley-oop. And see, that's under control. That's good offense. They have moving, and they get something nice out of their offense. See, here's the roll. High pick, just rolls. That's fundamental basketball. Get your offense going, then kick in some threes.
It's been a strong combination all year. Cooper Dunn, who leads the team in assists, on the alley-oop to Brody Skinner. He'll try to get the three-point play and give Rossville a 3-point advantage with about 10 seconds left on the clock.
I think part of Rossville is they want to go. They're that team that wants to get up and down the floor, and that just has not happened.
Wave it off as Caden Skinner on the push-off. And the fan section alive and well.
I like it. I like it. Like energy, like crowds, like young people. Tournament play, it's what it's all about.
8.7. Hale's got to go. Into the forecourt, working against Teely Hahn. Baseline and got rejected.
Oh, yeah, he got a lot of body.
And Carson Hale on a strong take did the right thing, went up with his left hand. Yep. And Teely Hahn just got too much of that right arm.
Well, and the reason this is a foul, to your point, is how hard he went to the rim. You don't go hard, you probably don't get the call. But he clearly went hard to the rim, amplified the contact, and that was the foul, and I think that's absolutely the right call.
Hale shoots it well. And, all right. I did it in the first quarter. The old announcer's jinx. Hale will try to split the pair and cut this to a 1-point advantage for Rossville.
Who's that team, John, that's going to settle down, get some type of rhythm, and roll off about 6-7 points?
Got to get it off. The heave. And left it left to the backboard. Only a 15-point quarter between two teams. The Hornets have a 1-point lead against the Carroll Cougars. Section 6.
Kid Street on our own day.
We'll look at opportunities
with scoring. Let's see if teams can settle
for your dream barn wedding. To start planning your unforgettable day, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Well, a little difficulty with scoring. Let's see if teams can settle down here in quarter 2.
Teely Hahn straight away, guarded by his matching number 5, Aiden Duff. Into the lane, floater with the right, left that off the rim, and Schuler got a little bit too much of Andrew Woolen.
Tell Hahn, did you see how high he got up that time when he went? I like that. You're going to go, you go hard, go strong, get up. Good things happen when you do that, and their team got the rebound and a foul.
That'll send Andrew Woolen to the free throw line. He's got 1 point. And left that off the back of the iron. Both teams struggling not just from the floor, but from the line too.
Well, right now, and it's still way early, this is clearly a game that whoever can settle down the quickest and get something going might have an advantage, but kind of a little bit of a chess match. Both teams are struggling offensively mainly.
Woolen splits the pair to lead up to 2. Hale, good look to Skinner, fumbled the basketball and left that off the front of the rim.
Use the glass.
Here's Schaumburg into the lane. Good up and under, and got the rubber rim there.
Little bit of a lead now starting to grow for Rossville, 4-point lead. One of the bigger leads just at 4.
Here's Hale with it. Ran into traffic. Now Duff on the left wing. Working against Teely Hahn. Almost shuffled the feet and threw an air ball over to Hale. Couldn't get it. And another turnover for Carroll.
Now the turnovers are amplified when you're down by 4. Rossville, really, if they can get something here, can kind of really change the dynamics of this game a little bit if they get something here, John.
You're right, Jan. Only a 4-point lead for Rossville, but buckets have been hard to come by for the Cougars. Teely Hahn pull-up jumper. Left that one off the iron. And a rebound, Skinner. Hale going to slow things down. And now the rotation. Tried to find Ray, had the right idea, but Teely Hahn stepped in front of it. Schaumburg. And now Dunn on that right wing working against Hale. Into the lane and
Smart move.
Laid it in.
Really smart because the defense moved away. Backside help wasn't there, and he recognized it. Got a nice look under control. Now here's your biggest lead. Now Carroll got to get something.
Skinner underneath, and it got rejected by Woolen. And then there's going to be a foul on Carson Hale. Couldn't keep up with Teely Hahn.
Carroll's got about 3 or 4, I think 4 seniors on this ball club, but it has a lot of youth playing, and Coach was really kind of concerned about how the youth would play against Rossville.
That forces a timeout by head coach Adam Tussinger. Give us a chance to talk about Healthy Communities of Clinton County offering free navigation services for all pregnant women. A licensed nurse is available to help you with free pregnancy tests, prenatal vitamins, insurance assistance, 6'5".
Sudden, plenty of.
No one's really getting
here. You got to really get your motion offense going. Really force Rossville to get away from the ball, move, because they're just packing the paint right now because you really showed Carroll has it that you're going to shoot from outside. So they're basically saying you ain't beating us in the paint until you show us you can hit from outside.
That ball tipped up in the air, and it's going to belong to Carroll. Good defense from Carson Hale. Carroll needs a bucket.
Yes, they do in the worst way. We'll see what they do. Rossville, for the most, has just stayed pretty tight. But look sagging the paint. 3 red shirts in the paint right now.
Duff thought about it, into the lane. Good look to Skinner, and he finishes.
There you go. You forced a reverse defensively because you made paint penetration and had a really great pass.
Schaumburg working against Ray. Now the handoff to Dunn. Playing the weave up top. Teely Hahn. Schaumburg from Tipton. And left it high off the rim. Carroll with a chance to cut it back to 2. Jamison back into the contest on the dribble drive. Now Duff. Jan, a lot of white jerseys running into the same spot.
That's a really good point. Really not much around the bucket at all. They've got the floor spread. That's okay, but you got to get people cutting to the rim, or you're not forcing the defense to react at all.
Another long rebound. It was gathered by Brody Skinner. Teely Hahn went 94 feet and laid it up with the left.
Now all of a sudden, Rossville's kind of hanging and holding on to this 6-point lead. Carroll's not been able to cut into the last 4 possessions, and there's a travel.
Been a tough first half.
Yes, it has.
For the Cougars of Carroll.
And honestly, it's the small things. It's just, illegal screens, picks, not using the glass. We talked about this in the opening, John. This is the mental aspect. Carroll's got to get laser focused and just do the fundamental things. The rest will come into play.
Back out to Teely Hahn, guarded by Duff. Teely Hahn leading all scorers with 5. Good look down low to Brody Skinner. Went up with the left, but he got fouled by Bryson Jamison.
Yeah, on the other side now, Rossville's got at least 3 that are rotating down in the paint, and now all of a sudden they're finding the free throw line because they're really starting to hammer that inside game.
Skinner gets that to go. Well, Brody Skinner's got 3 all on free throws. The lead, the largest it's been at 7. See Nolan Britt come back in, 45 for the Hornets. And got that to go. The lead is 8 for Rossville, and Carroll has just had a horrible time trying to find someone who can put the ball in the basket.
Well, they don't really have someone who creates. So if you don't have that, you got to generate and make somebody get open. Oh, my goodness.
Off the ball foul.
How many is that, like 4?
That's the 4th team foul on Carroll. But that's,
3.
I mean, over
at
the
least 3 of those away from the ball, screen fouls, which almost represent hardly anything. And you just turning the ball over to Rossville again.
And that was on Brody Ray, so that's his 2nd. And 1 more, and that'll put Rossville in the bonus with 3:20 left in the 2nd quarter. Teely Hahn, pull-up jumper. Left that one short, but Nolan Britt was right there. And another possession for the Hornets. Good look to Skinner. And just ran into too many white jerseys.
Good hands that time by Carroll.
Now Hale with it. And Duff to operate from the logo. Hale thought about it. Back to Duff. All the way into the paint and left that one off the rim. But there's Skinner right there to clean it up.
Boy, they needed that. That's too good of an opportunity not to finish that one.
Lead back down to 6. 17-11. 2:30 left and rolls it in. Teely Hahn.
But once again, Rossville, everything downhill at the rim. Shot selection's really been good for them.
Now the lead is 10. Or 8, I'm sorry. Jamison ran into and a walk. Turnovers and fouls are absolutely killing Carroll.
Just absolutely taking them out of the game.
2:05. Cougars put 7 on the board in the first quarter. Only have 4 here with 2:05 left.
Yeah, just 2 buckets right now for Carroll, and there's only under 2 minutes left.
Teely Hahn working against Jamison. Long 3. That's off the iron, no good. And it's out of bounds. It'll belong to Carroll. Teely Hahn's leading all scorers with 7, but his shot has been off in this first half.
Well, and if your shot's been off, to take a long 3, you kind of got to go, okay. But when you're up 8, make him play some defense, and you could literally want to put him away right here. Nothing wrong with a good 3, but when you got an 8-point lead but you haven't been hitting them consistently, I'd get myself to the rim again.
Straight away to Hale. Into the lane. And tough shot, but there's Butcher with the rebound, and he puts it in.
Boy, that was much needed.
Butcher using that big 6'5" frame.
And I like to see Butcher get a few more touches inside. Get to the how much has Carroll been to the free throw line? Well, that's not enough in a game like this.
60 seconds. Schaumburg on the dribble drive, floater with the right. That was heavy. And ball on the ground. Skinner got it. Schaumburg off the iron, no good. Right into the hands of Britt, and he got the rubber rim.
Yeah, just got the rim. Just got the good bounce.
The lead back up to 8. 35 seconds. Carroll needs some momentum going into the half. And he got some body, did Aiden Duff. Got Woolen on the bird. That's only the first team foul on Rossville in this quarter. Dine in or carry out. South Fork is known for daily lunch and dinner specials, fresh and ever frozen whole catfish, hand battered tenderloins, and award-winning onion rings. Kitchen is open Monday through Saturday from 11 to 8:30. Come join us at 105 South Glick Street in Mulberry, or visit southforkpub.com for our latest menu options.
That sounds outstanding. I always get these when I'm absolutely starving, and that really sounds delicious.
And off the back of the rim was Duff. Split the pair and lead 7. Down low, Skinner was there, but Butcher, he got the ball, but he also got a lot of body.
Well, you come over the top, you're probably going to get that foul, especially when you're much bigger than the guy underneath. Let's take a look here. Yeah, no question. A lot of body contact even before he got the block.
And that's a second on Colby Butcher. 5th team foul. And another missed free throw.
But I think we both could agree that Rossville, while they only lead by 7, has had some opportunities to really kind of put Carroll in some hurt, and they've really not done it. Certainly a good little lead, but still doable for Carroll if they could just get anything consistent on offense.
And splits the pair. So Skinner's got 5. Coming up on 10 seconds. Hale. And that was a wild shot, but he got bailed out.
But at least he's going downhill. At least he's forcing contact. The shot, while it may have looked a little awkward, he's forcing contact. That'll get him to the free throw line. Good ball fake, in and to the rim. A lot of times will get you a foul. I like it. I think Carroll could do a lot of damage if they could just get to the free throw line with the clock stopped.
That'll put Hale back to the line. That was the second on Caden Skinner. And Hale just trying to cut this lead down to 6. And hits the back of the rim. He'll try to split the pair. Get his 4th point. And possibly go into the half down 7. And Hale gets it. So he's got 4. Teely Hahn, done. Closes the quarter.
That's huge. Absolutely huge. That's a 10-point lead for Rossville going into the half, John. That really kind of changes the dynamics of this game.
The Hornets put themselves up 10 against their heated rival Carroll Cougars, 25-15. Halftime coming up on the ISC Sports Network. They're excited to join your neighborhood. And
to be half was Carroll's got
talked about in the pregame how there was a long rest for Rossville, a very short turnaround for Carroll playing this past Tuesday. But what has it been overall that has, I guess, has Carroll down? I mean, they are under the rim. They're getting decent looks, but just can't finish, whereas Rossville, they started to pick it up in that second quarter.
We probably owe Rossville a little bit of credit defensively. They've really just crowded the paint, and more of a strategic than a physical piece. They're basically saying, you've really not shown anything outside. And so until you do, we're going to make this territory in the paint incredibly crowded and physical. So they're challenging Carroll to hit a few from outside.
Jan, I want to get in the head of you, so let's play a personality here. I want to get in your coach, Corey Dunn. What is he telling his Hornets right now in the locker room?
Well, I don't think he's talking very much about the first half at all. That's over with, done with. I think because there's a lot of – listen, if they can just play 30% better, they'll be right back in this. So it's not anything that it's not achievable, and you don't have to get it all back at once. But right there is a prime example of what they got to do more of. Shot selection and sectional play is so important. free throw attempts win sectionals. Those are the two commodities he's talking about.
So if you're Carroll and let's just say you have a team meeting only, players only meeting, who on this team has to really try to take over? Because you've seen that the players that come in, no one has been able to get going. Who are you relying on in that second half?
You always rely on your seniors. They don't have a lot of them, but senior leadership is the other commodity that wins these tournament games. They've been around, the wisdom, all that stuff to show the younger guys. And you lead by example. I mean, talk's cheap. You lead by example. Hey, guys, we can do this. Listen, this is very doable. Comeback is not that difficult, and I think a lot of it is, hey, let's not only talk about it, let's lead by example.
The ball distribution for Rossville has been better. They have 6 players in the score sheet, and it's Teely Hahn tied with Cooper Dunn, both with 7. Dunn hit that big 3 at the end of the first half. Brody Skinner has 5, and Aiden Schomburg has 2 himself, along with Nolan Britt. And Carroll, the scoring has been scarce for them. It's Aiden Duff leading the way with 5, and Carson Hale with 4, Mason Skinner with 4, and then Colby Butcher got that putback late in that second quarter.
I think the first 3 or 4 minutes for Carroll are super, super important. You always believe that the first 4 minutes of each half are really important, but of the second half, especially when you've not played that well, are so important. And what we're going to look at is mentally, how are they making smart? Look, they had 4 illegal screens in the first half. That's a mental error. Cut that stuff out, and then we'll see how hard they play. And listen, get some points off your defense. You'll get back in it just as quick, points off the defense by steals, and that's something they did in game 1. They created some turnovers off their defense. They need to do that in this game.
We'll take another break. We come back. We'll have 16 more minutes of playoff basketball. One of these teams looking to move ahead to tomorrow night, and another team trying to avoid playing basketball. And they will start off with the basketball. Jan, it's not quite Duke and North Carolina, but Carroll and Rossville separated by 8 miles, just like Tobacco Road.
Yeah, and all these guys know each other. They see each other, probably play AAU together.
That ball stripped away, and Brody Ray came away with it. Hale in the corner. And almost poked away. Skinner on the spin. Bryson Jamison gets the start of the second half, number 3.
Skinner's got to get some looks. He's the guy who got the hot hand last game. Just a junior.
Duff on the kick out. Hale. Off the iron, no good.
Not bad offense, just didn't hit the shot.
And up ahead.
And that's what Rossville's been trying to do all game. And now all of a sudden we got a 12-point lead. Rossville is just kind of like a cannon waiting to go off.
The lead is 12. This is the largest it's been. Brody Skinner's got 7. Duff. Need more of that.
There's the shot we've been looking for. Patience to the rim. More of it. More of it. Get that inside game going, John, then kick the outside game in.
Just underway in the third quarter. On the take. That's Skinner with it. The handoff. Done from the corner. That's off the rim, no good. Hale with a good backside rebound. Cougars need it. And left that one off the back of the backboard. And then there's going to be a trip. And that's going to be against Aiden Duff. That's his second, first of the quarter. You're going to need that towel.
This pace, we talked about the pace earlier in the game. While behind still is kind of what Carroll wanted, but Rossville's playing not bad at a pace that they'd like to go much fast. And we've seen a couple times, John, where they've kicked in that pace and got 2 or 3 point possession in a row. Still very doable for Carroll. Got to get some stops.
Here's Teely Hahn. Tied for the team lead with 7. And on the floater, he's got 9.
Just really good shot selection by Rossville in the second half. Really playing under control, making good decisions from the offensive side.
It'll be real tough for Carroll if number 5 gets hot in the second half. Hale trying to bully his way, and that's the look that you want.
Yep. Get to the free throw line, not a bad thing at all.
And that's on Brody Skinner, the counterpart, not related. As Mason will look for points 5 and 6. My goodness.
They all count. Got to have them. Got to have them. Good to see him at the free throw line. Got to have them.
There are 3 parts to a backboard, and he hit all of them. Backboard, rim, and net, and left that one off the back iron.
Little flat. He's shooting it a little flat. It's coming off his hand with not a lot of rotation. That makes it go flat.
The lead 11. Schaumburg going to try from the right wing. That off the back iron. There's Skinner to fight for it.
Good hustle. Great hustle by Rossville. You got to check out. If you don't check out, you allow that to happen.
Good defense from Brody Ray to poke away a ball from Schaumburg on the drive. Oh, Woolen fell on his wallet, and they couldn't capitalize. Ray into the paint. Good look underneath, but it was rejected by Schaumburg. Did he get a foul?
Apparently so.
They did. They got Schaumburg on the swipe, and that'll send Bryson Jamison to the free throw line looking for his first points. Take a look here.
Let's see how much you got. Wow. So that angle didn't look like much. But long way away versus right underneath the play, so it is what it is.
Another missed free throw.
As official, you call what you see, and that's what you should do.
Jamison will try to get this back down to 10. And got it.
There you go.
His first point. Coming up on 5 minutes left in the third. T. Hahn, he'll pull it back out. Way downtown. And missed everything. Airmailed it. You don't see that often.
Yeah, Rossville at times has really kind of forced that three, and very few of them have been very successful when they've kind of forced the three versus shooting the three in their offense.
Here's Duff. Split the defense, went up with the right.
I like it. Challenged him. When you challenge the player, you challenge the referee to make a call. That's why good things happen when you do that.
That's the third on Brody Skinner. There's still 4:43 left in the third. That's a third team foul by Rossville. And Duff left that short.
Well, once again, Carroll has only scored 4 points, and we're just 43 seconds away from half the quarter.
And Duff splits the pair, so he's got 8 leading the way for Carroll. And the lead back to single digits at 9. Schaumburg on the drive, got cut off. Now T. Hahn. To the rim, acrobatic shot, left that off the rim. And here comes Carson Hale. Got numbers. What a pass, but not Jamison from the right wing. And a missed possession.
Was a nice pass. But you have nothing to show for it.
Now on the spin move. Cooper Dunn couldn't get it to go. Almost looks like the Globetrotters versus the Washington Generals the past 2 possessions. Now Duff. Get it down to 7, possibly 6. In the paint, just lost the basketball. Schaumburg. And a foul. I believe it's going to be on Jamison. Oh, they gave it to Carson Hale. That's his second. Only the second team foul for Carroll in this quarter. 3:37 left. Nolan Britt returns for head coach Corey Dunn. In the paint, Teely Hahn, that was poked away. Carroll is getting their chances to get back in this one. Hale with a big three.
There you go. That's confidence. Come down, hit that. Now a two-possession game, John. You D it up here, and you're right back in it.
Stepped into that three with a lot of confidence, did the senior.
I like it. That we talked about that. That's who you want to step up with confidence is your senior leadership.
Here's Woolen. Ran into traffic, turnaround jumper,
Nice
soft touch.
shot. Let's not forget, Rossville's the number 10th ranked 1A team. So I mean, this is a quality team. It really is.
Carroll just trying to keep this close, and got bothered was Carson Hale. Up ahead, good look, and he's going to the line for the three-point play.
That's pretty. That's heads-up basketball. Beautiful bounce pass in stride. Take a look at the replay, John. Nothing prettier in basketball than the beautiful pass. Threw it on a dime, the bounce pass. Really nice.
There was only one place where Cooper Dunn could put that basketball, and he found it. And another timeout. The lead goes back to 10. And attention all engaged couples. Discover why the Willow Creek Barn has been voted the Knott's Best of Weddings for 4 years in a row. Nestled just outside of Frankfort, the venue offers stunning indoor and outdoor ceremony options with breathtaking photo opportunities to provide the perfect backdrop for your dream barn wedding. To start planning your unforgettable day, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
That place is absolutely gorgeous. I've seen many pictures. Some of the staff here at ISC has used that facility because I've seen wedding pictures, and it is absolutely gorgeous.
ISC chip game. Win over Clinton Prairie.
Yeah, Frontier, pretty good ball club. I would think they would probably be the favorite, but it's still, it's a game, you just never know. But I think in that matchup, you would call them the favorite.
Still some work here to go. Rossville up 10. Haven't quite been able to pull away from Carroll. They got up as much as 12. Carroll has chipped back. Got it down to 6 in this quarter, but it's back up to 10.
And to Rossville's credit, that was a two-possession game, and they kind of took ownership and made some really good plays to get this thing back up to 11-point lead.
So Woolen now has 7. He's just above his average. Came into this one just over 6 a night. Carroll needs a bucket. That ball tipped away, found its hands in a duff.
I'll give Rossville some credit. They like to pressure you. They don't give a lot of space.
And there's a good finish by Aiden Duff.
Right at the rim. Chip away again. When you do that, you force Rossville to really try to pay attention here.
Britt going to try it, and he cans it.
There you go.
Britt shoots it at 38%.
Yeah, he only averages 4 points a game, and he got 80% of that on one shot.
He's got 5. Skinner all the way to the cup. Couldn't get the roll, and Dunn comes away with the rebound. In the corner, Britt going to try it again.
Why not? When you got the hot hand, how often do you see that, John? When a guy hits a 3, he'll hit 2 threes if you leave him open. Baby.
Mulberry for one more at W.
Phenomenal. 3. So now Carroll has really got their work for them. On the other side, Rossville, now you got this huge lead. You don't have to take bad shots. Open shots good. Get something moving. You don't need to take any bad shots with this lead. The clock is your friend. Use it.
Make Carroll beat you from the outside.
Absolutely.
Carson Hale working against Teely Hahn to dump off to Duff. He's leading all scorers with 10, the only player in double digits. He'll pull back for 3. Left it off the iron. Backside rebound fought for. Skinner and Teely Hahn got tangled up. We'll have a jump ball. And it'll belong to Rossville. Dunn has done well in this third quarter, controlling the offense. And you're right, Jan. Let's see how aggressive Rossville is with this 15-point lead. Woolen, and he pulls it back out. 50 seconds. Woolen guarded by Hale on the logo. Now he'll get to the hands of Teely Hahn.
The smart offense right now. The clock is your friend.
Coming up on 25 seconds. Long possession by Rossville. Woolen with the dump off to Dunn. Left that off the iron. And Nolan Britt came away with the basketball. Number 45 is doing a little bit of everything.
Well, it's
that is the third on Mason Skinner.
wow, they had a beautiful drive and dished it and didn't get the easy one.
As they look for the one towel that's in the gym. They found it. Now on the inbound. Just under 20 left to work with. Good look down low. Back to Dunn with the left hand.
That's just good basketball. Extra pass, got the easy one.
Dunn has 9. The lead 17.
Yeah, Rossville really has broke this thing wide open.
Hale got in the paint, left that off the iron. Half-court heave, and off the score clock. 8 more minutes of basketball. The Rossville Hornets have extended their lead to 17. We'll come back with the fourth quarter on the ISC Sports Network.
In this town, game day starts long before kickoff. It's the work behind scenes that makes champions. At Tier 1 Meat Company, we prep with the same focus, discipline, and pride as the home fans.
Committed to here for the choice. The
Purpose of right here on the ISC Sports Network.
But let's give Rossville the credit they deserve. Didn't have the greatest of first half themselves, but in the third quarter, clearly they have played their best quarter of the night so far. Carroll got to get some stops on defense, got to be efficient on offense, John.
Hornets outscored the Cougars 17-10 in that third quarter. Colby Butcher now. Like to see number 44 get down in the paint with that big 6'5" frame. And that's Reed Hayden, number 4. Good look on the kick out, and it was tipped away, and Schaumburg came away with it. And we'll see if Rossville, if they put the foot on the gas, or they try to bleed as much clock as possible. And Teely Hahn, no rush to leave that logo with Hale on him. Now the double comes. Schaumburg going to try it and cans it.
That's confidence right there. Rossville has really cleaned up some stuff here in the second half and is playing with confidence and not making very many mistakes.
The lead has ballooned to 20, but on the answer back, Aiden Duff now has a baker's dozen, leading all scorers with 13. Schaumburg with the floater, back iron, got his own rebound. Ball still on the ground and up ahead. Carson Hale, 2-on-1. Took it himself and couldn't get it to go. Colby Butcher was on an island by himself. Hale decided to go up with it.
Butcher was absolutely wide open. He didn't see him, I guess.
That'll send Carson Hale to the free throw line, looking for points 8 and 9. And trim this back down to a 15-point lead. And in and out. Couldn't tell you how many points Carroll's left at the free throw line, but it's been a bunch.
Well, and to that point, I really kind of felt like this was a game they really had to shoot well from the free throw line. Just the complexity and the way Rossville's playing. It was a game, and really any teams, both teams in tournament play, free throws will just make or break you. They just do.
Hale splits the pair. He's got 8. And the lead where it was at the break, 15.
Yeah, you look at Rossville, 8, 17, and 17. So their offense, John, the last 2 quarters to that point, putting up some points.
In the corner, Willen thought about it, but gets back up top to Schaumburg. And they're just going to play the weave up top. Schaumburg on the dribble drive. Ran into a lot of traffic, threw it up. And that'll send number 22 to the free throw line.
I really think this game comes down to the description of shot selection. Rossville's done a very good job. I think I mentioned this earlier in this second half of choosing what to do and when to do it and how to do it, and it's been really, really good decision making.
Schaumburg, 69%. Sinks that one. Came into this one averaging just over 13 a night.
I mentioned earlier, I think that this is, once again, the kind of the pace that I thought Carroll needed to get to in order to make things happen, and it is the correct pace. It's just they just weren't able to, or have not been able to, be fluent on offense.
That right there is a well they need to go down more. Mason Skinner now has 7.
Listen, you still got tons of time here. If you somehow you could create off the defense and get a 10-point run, there's a good place to start. You never know. It ain't over till it's over.
5:15 left. A turnover by Rossville. Carroll got this lead down to as much as 6 in that second quarter. Ballooned up to 10. The largest it's been is 20, and now it's back to 15. And if you're Carroll, you got to speed the tempo up a little more on offense.
Yeah, simply because you just don't have the time. Of course, Rossville was eliminated last year from that really good Clinton Prairie Ball Club, and they'd love to get to the final game and take this season to another step.
Unforced turnover by Carroll on a possession. Also with a chance to go back up 17, maybe 18. Nolan Britt back on the floor, number 45.
You know, to what Rossville's doing here, if you take anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds per possession, you make it almost impossible to get beat because there's not enough time. So Carroll's got to remember that and maybe start the foul game a little early. Down 15.
Aiden Duff picks up his 3rd.
At 45 to a minute possession, that's only about 5 or 6 possessions. You need more than that.
Woolen's got to get it in. Finds Britt in the corner. He'll bring it back up top. Hand it off to Dunn. Look underneath. Woolen hesitated. Left it off the rim. Got his rebound. No good. And Skinner comes away with the basketball. That's a kickball that'll be off Hale. Hey, he held his right leg up. He just didn't realize it was off of his. .413 left.
Got a bit of quick game, actually.
And here comes that towel. Give us a chance to talk about Healthy Communities of Clinton County offering free navigation services for all pregnant women. A licensed nurse is available to help you with free pregnancy tests and prenatal vitamins, insurance assistance, prenatal appointment assistance, smoking or vaping cessation, breastfeeding, labor, delivery, safe sleep, car seat, and newborn care education. Call Libby at 765-659-6063 for more information. Teely Hahn on the drive. And my goodness.
There you go. Stayed up there for a while, didn't it? Under 4 now. Carroll's got to go. They can't take all day now to score.
Teely Hahn's now got 11. Jamison in the corner. And off the back iron, no good. Hale fell to the ground. Will be an off-the-ball foul again. But this one on Rossville. That's Cooper Dunn. That's his second. Carroll needs a bucket, and they need defensive stops to try to creep back into this one with 3:48 left. Here's Jamison working against Woolen. Woolen has had a nice game with 7, couple assists. Skinner in the paint and left that one. It went everywhere except down the cup, and that one too.
A little on that thing for him.
That basket right now looks like a golf cup for Carroll. It just cannot fall. I can't tell you how many points have been left off the board around the rim.
I know fans don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear it, but I'm just telling you, use the glass. It's always less likely to do that rim out. And a lot of players today don't do it. That's not to say you can't make it without the glass.
And there you go on cue.
But I'm telling you, you use the glass, every good coach will tell you, your chances of missing are far less.
Brody Skinner now with 9. And the lead 19. Brody Ray, pull-up jumper. That one no good.
Rossville might put this thing on ice.
Chance to go up 21, maybe 22. And that would be the largest it's been all contest. Hale with just good hustle. Aiden Duff against Teely Hahn. And there you go.
Good. Body control at the rim. Well, obviously, Carroll's not stopped playing, and that's a testimony to who they are and what they are. On you look at they may and did make it difficult.
Jan, you and I talked about in the pregame, though, Carroll has played excellent when they play a full game, but the consistency.
Yeah. And that's youth. It's typically youth that causes that. Not always. Some of the seniors, obviously, a piece of that, but overall they have a pretty young team.
On the kick out, Woolen threw it up, and he will go to the line for 2 more shots. That was on Ray. That's his 4th. 4th team foul on Carroll. And things starting to slip away for the Cougars.
The clock is not their friend now. 2:29 left in this one, and short of something very quickly and very productive, it's going to be tough for Carroll.
Cooper Dunn can't hit the free throw. There's a dent in his armor. It is at the line, only 47%. But he's looking for point number 10 here. And got that. He splits the pair. Aiden Duff leading all scores with 15, but just not enough from his teammates for Carroll. Good look to Butcher. Little Florida with the right and left it short, just shaved the front of the iron. Schaumburg working against Brody Ray.
Under 2 now, John.
Pulling in the paint, and there's Teely Hahn. So he's got a baker's dozen. Well underneath his average, but Jan, he really hasn't needed it this evening. Good distribution from his Rossville teammates.
Let's give Rossville a lot of credit, because the one thing it probably needs more credit than it has gotten is their exterior pressure. And it at times has really caused Carroll some havoc. So their defense has been pretty good. Anytime you hold a team as low as right now Carroll is, now some of that's self-inflicted, but sometimes self-inflicted is due to some good pressure as well.
Carroll right on their mark as far as defense is concerned. Came into this one giving up 53 a night. But it's been the offense. And that off the backboard, no good. But again, Brody Skinner will go to the free throw line. He's looking to go into double digits for point 10 and 11. Just hasn't been Carroll's night.
No, and it was just one of those nights where you kind of felt like they had to own the tempo, and they kind of did the first half. That was the tempo I think they won this game to go at, but they really needed to hit good free throws and get there a little more often, and the turnovers early really, John, just kind of took them out of any really serious opportunity. 4 fouls away from the ball, really non-effective plays. That's 4 possessions, equates to 8 or 10 points. That's a lot.
And that's going to get the hockey line change in for Rossville, with the majority of their starters putting up a 19-point advantage.
Yeah, Carroll's seniors is Duff, Hale, Brubaker, and Butcher are the 4 seniors on this Carroll ball club.
Teely Hahn, the only starter still on the floor for head coach Corey Dunn. That's Caden Skinner, number 13. Lane Edmonds, number 2. Yuri Castilla, number 3. Looks like Rossville's going to have a date tomorrow night.
Yep.
And they'll wait for the winner, Bethesda Christian and Frontier.
You don't get extra points for winning them pretty or ugly. You just want to advance, whatever it takes. And Rossville's going to do that, something they weren't able to do last year. I talked about that really, really strong Clinton Prairie Ball Club that went a long way and eliminated a lot of good teams, and Rossville was one of them.
Carson Hale splits the pair. Hale's got 9. Saw Braden White and Cooper Mills come in.
Not sure if you're Rossville, you really need to foul here. I wouldn't think. Excuse me, I guess it was foul on Carroll, my bad. I thought he called on Rossville, so I was incorrect. That was on Carroll, then it makes more sense.
That was on Carson Hale. It's his 4th, 5th team foul. And that'll send Yuri Castilla. And that's what you like to see. This young man shoots it at 90% from the line. So he's in the books.
Well, Rossville was just, John, able to get things straightened out at halftime, and clearly I think 2 different sets of ball clubs offensively for Rossville, first half versus second half.
Hale looking for help. Got it to Ray. Perimeter jumper. Hit the front of the rim. Ball tipped around. Here comes Cooper Mills. And good recovery defense from Brody Ray. He's going to play a whole 32 minutes. You can guarantee that.
Yeah. I think the coaching staff was kind of saying, hey, bowl it back out. Let's just get this thing over with. We don't need points. Can't blame him. You see an open rim, your instincts say, go for it.
Well, especially if you haven't scored all season.
Exactly
he was looking
right.
for his
right.
first points.
John, you and I would have done the exact same thing. You would have stuffed it, and I would have just laid it in.
And Castilla on the drive. He got cut off, pulls it back out. 30 seconds. That's Rowan Bell, number 13, in for Carroll. And Mills, respectable. He's not going to take that shot. And they're going to get one more substitution because timeout was called by Corey Dunn.
That's just a substitution timeout, I think. Just want to get a player in.
.4 seconds left. Rossville will have about 24 hours to recoup for their championship match tomorrow between the winner of Frontier and Bethesda Christian. That tip-off in about 10 minutes.
Well, it was the last 3 quarters, John. They got their offense on track, and the defense was consistent. 17, 17, and 15 all